Fight for the Iron Kingdoms as a warcaster. Take control of the mighty jacks, arcane devices, and dark sorceries to bring the fight to the War Machine Hub on beastsofwar.com. The new Flames of War 4th edition brings you the battles of World War II in epic 15mm scale. Go to beastsofwar.com to get the latest in news, tactics, and tutorials.
Hey everybody, we are back, and this time, oh yes, it is time to take a look at the Empire expansions.
Yeah.
For Star Wars Legion.
Yeah.
Don't say it like that. That was almost a yawn.
Stormtroopers. You've seen one, you've seen them all.
I was at least enthusiastic for the Rebel side.
Well,
you can.
I'm enthusiastic. It's Stormtroopers.
Whatever. Anyway, these will be my Empire. So we've got.
Does that make you the Emperor? My Empire?
Yes. Maybe I am. Mystery solved. Mind blown right there.
Anyway,
enough of that. So I've got the Stormtrooper expansion and Speeder Bike expansion.
Nice. I do like the Speeder Bike.
They're pretty awesome. So these are also duplicate pieces that you do get in the core set. And so this is the perfect way for you to take what you've got in the core and start expanding your game to build and play larger games.
Larger games.
Right?
Scale them up.
Right? So we'll take a look at the Stormtrooper expansion first. So again, this is giving you an additional 7 miniatures, one of each of the different poses that you got in the core box.
And what's the points cost?
They are 40. I think it's a 40.
Base cost is 40?
44 for the Stormtroopers unit. So yeah, so that is pretty cool. You get additional tokens that come with it, just specific to those units. And the Stormtroopers unit card has flavor text on it. So white armored Stormtroopers were a ubiquitous sight across the galaxy, striking fear into the hearts of those who would oppose the Empire. Though their tactics could be rigid, these fanatically loyal troops often overwhelmed their foes with their sheer weight of numbers. Key.
Sheer weight
Lots
of
them, and that's to make up for the fact that perhaps it may not be the most accurate in the galaxy.
Good bet.
But that's why they have the Precise 1 ability. I know, which sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it's super helpful because they're bringing white dice into their firepower unless we're supplementing with something. So Precise allows that when you spend an aim token, you can re-roll up to 1 additional die,
well, that's good.
Which is great. So you can take a look at how you did and try to make adjustments as needed. And now they come with 5 upgrade cards. 3 of them are the same that you get in the core sets. You get a regular Stormtrooper card that just lets you bring in an extra mini. The HH-12 Stormtrooper, which is the specialty weapon, and then the DLT-19, also specialty weapon. So would you like to show those guys off first? Let me see the
one that brings in the extra Stormtrooper for a second here.
Yeah.
So the Stormtrooper, Stormtrooper, I had 1 Stormtrooper mini. So you could play this card when your unit has reduced in strength. And it's kind of like bringing a reinforcement in or bringing somebody,
right.
We're not going to say back from the dead. It's more like, the Empire recruited another trooper, cloned them, or however.
You, over there, what are you standing around for?
So
get in here.
It's a nice way to add on some troops. Sure, want to see the leader first?
Sure.
Let's look at the leader here. So there he is, in all his glory.
Yep, in typical leader fashion. You, go that way.
Right. Run that way. Run away.
It is not run away. Stop doing that.
So then he has the shoulder pad, which obviously I would think you would paint the reddish brown leather, just similar to what you saw in A New Hope, the first of the original movies. So it's a good looking mini. It's a Stormtrooper. No, nice. They're very good looking minis.
I said for the fact that they are all meant to look relatively the same. They've changed it up enough with the poses that I think it really does make a difference.
And you can always add environmental damage, dirt grime. You could add, there's enough.
Base it a little differently.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Why don't we look at the what's the big long gun again called here?
The DLT.
The DLT.
And so the DLT has impact 1. So this allows you to take 1 regular hit of damage and convert it to a crit. And it brings red dice. So this is one of the advantages, that the Stormtroopers need from an accuracy perspective. So
there you go.
You're giving those escalating dice, after you get to move up out of the white dice, you're going to start increasing your chance for success with the hits and perhaps more damage.
There you go. Look at that. Nice.
Very cool.
Okay, why don't we look at the Bazooka?
The HH-12.
The HH-12.
It just sounds like trouble, doesn't it? So the HH-12, also, it brings 3 black dice, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And it has the cumbersome keyword, which says you cannot use this weapon and move in the same activation, which, as evidenced by how big that weapon is and the fact that he has to take ground to be able to steady to do a fire, makes sense. And it's impact 3.
Yep.
So 3 black dice and impact 3. So get those hits, make them crits.
There you go.
I rhymed.
So just like we said with the Rebel Troopers, you might see a little bit of a gap here in the arm to the main body. It's because we haven't glued the arms in because we were wondering if we might be able to change the post, make it a little bit different, or how we were going to paint them or base them or whatever. So we wanted to keep that a little bit flexible. They are. So just so you know that those will fit tighter when you go to glue them in. We just wanted to point it out so we don't want people concerned that these minis don't fit well together. They do. We just have to glue them in and press fit them. That's all. So it's pretty impressive. And here's the card for it. So pretty good.
Very cool. Very cool.
3 black dice, huh?
3 black dice and impact 3.
Wow.
Yep.
Pretty
so
helpful.
There's two additional upgrade cards that come with it. So you get impact grenades, which is while attacking a unit with armor, you can change one of those hits to a crit. And the great thing about this is that it only costs 5 for the card. So there's almost no disadvantage to bring that into the game.
So there's a couple of just the standard Stormtroopers. Again, you can glue the arm in, so they will fit much better when they're glued in. We just wanted to get them under camera because, again, we're trying to decide how we're going to paint them up and base them and everything, and we wanted to be as flexible as we could until we're ready. So, but they're really nice minis.
They
cleaned
definitely
up.
are.
I mean, really not much cleanup to them, so they will paint up nicely.
So last upgrade card here is Grappling Hooks, which gives you Expert Climber. So while you're climbing, you don't have to roll defense dice or suffer wounds, which is pretty cool. And again, inexpensive. It only costs 3.
So nice detail. They look really good.
I love it.
And then here are the cards.
Very nice.
So, nice options. It's nice to see. I've become a fan of cards in games for upgrades and units and things like that. It's a lot, for me, more convenient than having to reference a table or something in a book somewhere.
Yes.
Having it all laid out in front of you, and I've seen some people come up with some really unique ways of organizing their cards, like a card organized, it's like 3-tiered, and they have all their cards laid out with all their upgrades next to them. So there's many options for it. I just like having that information right there.
I do too. That's a great point about not having to get into a book where you're not constantly going, what page? I saw it.
Slows
I
it
saw
down.
it.
It slows your games down. So anything to get you out of the rule book and into the game itself is remarkable. It's a nice way. And Fantasy Flight makes quality products.
They
do. The card stock they use, the print,
they look great.
The colors.
They're clear. They're easy to read.
So well done. All right, what else you got for us?
The best part ever, the
best
speeder
part
bikes.
ever. It's the Death Star?
No, that.
Could you imagine?
That would be the best part ever. Let's
Dear
just
Fantasy
throw
Flight.
that out. Yeah, let's just throw that out there right now for sure. Where are my speeder bikes?
Where are your speeder bikes? Oh.
They didn't even make it out onto the table. Oh, look at that. Epic entry. Yeah, come on. They look amazing.
They do. You want to see them?
I do want to see them.
You want to show them off to people? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm quite sure.
Fine. There they are. Look at that.
They're pretty sweet.
What do we say about the speeder bike? What do you have to say about your speeder bikes?
I love the fact that they just look fast, and which is the best part about them because they can cover the table like crazy. They're a very fluid movement unit, so they cover great distance, and they're meant to be in motion all the time. So they don't stop and start like everything else does on the board. So they have a move they have to do at the beginning of their turn every time, which means you have to pay attention to where they are, where you're trying to get to, what you think your move's going to be, and where the edge of the table is.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes.
I might have had an Armada incident previously.
Lost a Star Destroyer. Lost a game based on one silly movement.
I did. I did not start a turn soon enough, and yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll have better luck on
I will, because those are the things that you only make the mistake once, and it's burned forever into your brain. So anyway, these guys come with their own little batch of tokens, just enough to have what you need for the gameplay. Their unit card is very awesome, and so they have the Impact 1, again, so that you can convert a hit to a crit if you're hitting against armor, and they're fixed front. So this is another one of those things that you do have to be very careful. Obviously, you can tell the point of their vehicle, that's where the weapon's coming from. So you can see things off to the side, but you can't shoot at them. Right. You got to be conscious of that. They do have two other cool things. They've got cover 1. So while defending against a ranged attack, you can improve cover by 1.
Well, they're constantly
moving. So they're going to be harder to hit.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, that's speeder 1. So while moving, you can ignore terrain that is height 1 and lower. And when you activate, you have to perform a compulsory move.
There you go.
Pretty cool. They have 3 upgrade cards that come with this pack. 2 of them are the same. 2 of them are that comms jammer, which we talked about in one of our previous. And so they have enemy units at range 1 cannot be issued orders unless they're issuing orders to themselves. So that's pretty cool. You're just completely limiting out of the gates, spoiling somebody's plan. And then they have long range comlink. So during the command phase, you may be issued orders as though you were in range of a commander. And so that is epic for them because since they can get across the table so much faster than everybody else, obviously they're going to get way the heck out of range from command units and yet can still act like they're right there. So good stuff. I cannot wait. So bam, automatically
So what's
my
the point
forces,
cost on these 2 additional bikes? So we're looking at 90 points to add 2 speeder bikes. And then if you want to add all these, you're looking at 50, 30, 40 more points. So 130 points additional for
just with
the 2 speeder bikes.
2 speeder bikes and some upgrades. Yeah. So that's why you can see pretty quick, knowing that like a typical game is going to be in the 800 point range. It's not hard. It kind of sounds like a big number, but when you start looking at what things are and what it costs to bring them in, it isn't like an overwhelming.
It really isn't, especially when you figure Darth Vader's 200, 220? Just alone without any upgrades?
He's Darth Vader.
Right? So, I mean, there's a quarter of your points right there. So it adds up, but boy, it's going to make some amazing games, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is. And as I've said time and time again, my dice rolling is better than your dice rolling. So we'll just have to see.
Okay.
We'll just have to see. All right, guys, what do you think? Is it going to be the Empire for you? Let us know in your comments below, and we will see you again in the next one.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now, and be sure to check out beastsofwar.com for the latest gaming news and gaming Let's Plays. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe, and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.